Hello, everyone. I'm so pleased to be here with you, and sorry it can only be virtually today. I'm here to give you a little update on the program that we have with Paris 1 at the Sorbonne. Um, we have an exchange program where we have excellent students from the Sorbonne who are already finished with their initial law degree come here to our LLM program, and I think I can say they have been among the very best students we've had, and they come for 1 year, and we send our Pitt students in their third year usually of their studies to go for 1 year to Paris, the best law school in France, to get an LLM at the same time as they finish their third year here at Pitt. So they're not physically at Pitt normally, although this year the students who are getting their LLM in Paris are physically at home and getting it remotely. So this has been an excellent program, a wonderful stepping stone for students who are interested in the international law area, and it's created great relations with Paris 1. We often send, probably most often I would say, students to Paris who have taken a seminar with me that I teach in French on international arbitration. And I'm teaching it this semester as I usually do in the fall. And just yesterday we had a partner at White & Case speak to us about international arbitration. That's what he does, as well as one of our former students who took my seminar and then went to Paris, worked at White & Case, and is still there 6 years later as a mid-level associate, about to become a senior associate there. So we think we have a wonderful program going. And while I can't be with you even virtually today, except through this little video, I'm so happy to take any questions you might have about our program, and we hope it will be with the law school for a long time to come. I hope you all have a wonderful board meeting.
Hello, I am Professor Harry Feckner, Professor Emeritus Harry Feckner, from the University of Pittsburgh School of Law, coming to you from Maine, where we have retired. It is my extraordinary honor and pleasure to say just a few words about the impact of Ron Brand and his extraordinary Center for International Legal Education. I came to the University of Pittsburgh to teach domestic commercial law and bankruptcy, and that's what I did for the first 3 years. And then, very typically, Ron created opportunities for me to enter into the international area. He didn't exactly introduce me to the interest and allure of international law. I had been interested even in law school, but I certainly had no idea until he came along just exactly how, well, fascinating it was. And most importantly, because this is, I think, our main job as professor, how much of an impact it could have on students. There's, I think, no one in the university, perhaps in the country, who has had a huger impact on so many students as Ron Brand through his center, and I was basically one of those students also. He taught me what an impact international law has, how fascinating it was, and more importantly, just how much it could matter to the lives of individual students. I say that he has been responsible for my career. I'm not quite sure how much that particular aspect is great, but I must say, to the extent I have had an impact, it has been amplified and due to Ron Brand's extraordinary mentorship, extraordinary friendship with me. And I am one of thousands who can say that. Students, colleagues in the profession, colleagues in academia. He has just had an amazing impact, and he does it through the extraordinary Center for International Legal Education. That too has this amplifying effect of his amazing educational and academic entrepreneurship, I think is the best way to describe it. It was the best thing that happened to me career-wise, that he happened to be at Pitt when I came to Pitt, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing to watch him take his center and turn it into the extraordinary instrument for advancing understanding of rule of law, for advancing understanding of the nature of law, including international law. And I have been the beneficiary of that. So Ron, I gotta say, unless we plan to live to be 1,000 years old, I think your impact, and because of you, to some extent my impact, is going to last longer than we will. It is a great thing. It is a great thing. And congratulations to CILE, to you, Ron, and to University of Pittsburgh Law School, the University of Pittsburgh as a university, to the world, that you and your center have been around to make it a better place. Thanks.
Hello, and congratulations to CILE on its 25th anniversary. I occupy a unique space when it comes to the CILE Advisory Board as a faculty member and administrator at the University of Pittsburgh School of Law. I did want to talk a little bit about some of the things that CILE has done for the JD program, because I think I can provide maybe a perspective there that perhaps others on the advisory board couldn't. And I did want to emphasize the manner, and I really wanted to talk about two things. Well, first of them, and they both relate to the manner in which CILE has been such an important force for our JD students. So we always focus on the LLM and the SJD programs for very good reason, given the massive successes that we've had in this space that CILE has managed to achieve. But with respect to the JD space, I really think there's some important things that CILE has brought us. Number one, it has brought us the presence of LLM students into regular classrooms. One of the great things that CILE does that not every law school follows is to make sure that our LLMs participate fully in legal education, in the broader legal education of our JD students. I can't tell you how valuable that is when a contracts professor like me is able to ask or to talk, for example, about something like employment at will, and I do this every year, and watch as JD students regard it as a completely natural doctrine, and this look of horror starts to appear on the faces of the LLM students, this opportunity for a cross-cultural exchange. Without those LLM students, of course, I could introduce the idea that what I'm talking about is something that is very controversial in other countries. That doesn't get it across in the way that the presence of the LLM students do. And we could talk about efficient breach, and this is only in contract. And we could talk about any number of other ideas, even just sort of basic methodology of how does one approach a statute, that differ across jurisdictions, and that the presence of LLM students, people who have graduated with law degrees from other jurisdictions, really helps to bring out. And the second thing I really wanted to talk about was that also related to the advantages to JD students is the excellent work that CILE does to bring faculty from around the world to talk about particular subjects. Part of this relates to coverage. It's very hard to bring a faculty member who is truly has expertise in something like EU law or EU consumer law into a United States classroom, into the University of Pittsburgh, certainly on a live basis, unless we are able to draw upon the expertise that CILE has through its global connections. we probably could get someone to talk about it competently, but certainly not nearly as effectively. But even more than just coverage, even when it is something that perhaps we could get one of our own faculty to talk about, and one of our own faculty does have some expertise in it, there's a certain advantage to exposing our JD students to foreign law professors, the manner in which they teach, the manner in which they approach statutes, the manner in which they read cases, the manner in which they analyze law at its very, very basic source, the exposure to that to our JD students. Very often they struggle early on, and they come to me in my administrative role, and will say, I'm not really understanding what's happening. It's a wonderful teaching moment because 99% of the time you can sit them down and explain differences in approach, and the same thing that I could have said for an hour wouldn't have provided the same benefit that just 2 or 3 minutes of explanation combined with exposure can really provide. So I think CILE, in addition to its really incredible accomplishments over its 25 years of existence, has really done a wonderful job in exposing our JD students to the ideas of international law, international and comparative law. And it has done it in a manner that redounds to their professional benefit for many years to come. So congratulations once again, CILE, on a 25th anniversary and for all of the wonderful work that you've done over the years.
Hi, congratulations to CILE on 25 amazing years.
Mark Sipper. I have been a member of the CILE Advisory Board for a number of years. I'd like to congratulate Professor Brand and the CILE on its 25th anniversary. I have a couple of good memories of my time on the board of advisors. One was the opportunity to watch the program grow from its earlier days to what it has become. Secondly, I had an opportunity to be an auditor for a State Department grant that the center received that enabled me to go to Ukraine as part of the faculty development program. And finally, I had the opportunity to see my wife, Natalia, graduate with an LLM from the program that the CILE initiated. And her degree enabled her to do several things beyond the program itself. She had the opportunity to develop a course on several legal systems that were part of the former Soviet Union, and she's an adjunct instructor at Pitt Law School. And secondly, she had an opportunity to also participate in the State Department faculty development grant that enabled her to work with Professor Brand and other professors in Donetsk in Ukraine to enable that institution to strengthen its offerings for students. So again, thank you.
Hello, CILE friends. It's your faithful librarian, Linda, here. I've been teaching at Pitt Law for 22 years, but when CILE started, I was a student at Pitt Law, so I've been here for the whole ride, and I have so many wonderful memories to share, but I especially want to thank CILE for the trips. CILE sent me, using various State Department grants that they had, they sent me to Kosovo and to Ukraine, and then when CILE was operating the Law at Sea program, I got to be the ship's librarian on Semester at Sea for a whole summer. What a wonderful experience. I've had so many good experiences. I'm delighted that we've got CILE at the Pitt Law School, and I hope it may continue for decades more.